12,700 pounds. Really cool Grand Junction with a, huge master suite in the front end of this thing. It's called a 38 TMS, roughly 38 foot triple slide MS master suite up front. It's pretty wild up there. So this RV's history, it was used by one set of owners quite a bit, but only for like Florida snowbirding. They would just haul it down from the Midwest around the Michigan area here, get it to Florida, live in it all winter basically, and then, come back when the weather warmed up here and got too hot down there. It's not in flawless shape, but I'm actually pretty happy with what I see here overall, especially considering the money the folks are asking. I say the folks because this is here on consignment. We are selling it for some folks, but don't let that mess your head up. Even if it's here at Haylett RV Brokers on consignment, we can still do everything for you, like hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, and RV delivery, and everything in between. So I want to give you all the history I can of this. Basically, the folks were getting up there in age, and their last trip down to Florida, unfortunately their vehicle, not the RV, the vehicle had a breakdown. And they called their kids, said, hey, we're on the side of the highway, we need some help. And the kids said, that's it, we're not letting you do this anymore, you're going to get rid of this thing, you're going to buy a house down there, we don't want you breaking down the side of the road anymore at your age. And, I can respect that, I think that's reasonable. That's the reason she's here. Now, obviously, the two rear recliners that would have been there are gone. They probably put some residential recliners in they wanted to keep with themselves. And the original 8 cubic foot gas and electric absorption fridge is gone. However, they have replaced that very nicely, I think, actually. They did a good job of it, with a somewhere between 10, 11 cubic foot, 110 only. This looks a lot like the 12-volt fridges you see used nowadays. That is a 110 household power only refrigerator. So kind of keep that in mind when you're looking at this thing. It kind of makes this RV a little bit better for park use than traveling. But the good news is it's now a bigger fridge than it used to be as well. You see that electric fireplace down there? All kinds of outlets around this thing. There's a lot of copper in the walls of this one, meaning a lot of wiring for outlets. That is something that's very handy here. Now, I've been looking at used RVs for, a very well-established career now. Like, you look over here and say, ooh, something's black, that must mean it's moldy. It's not. It's solid as a rock, man. I can't find an area where this RV has had a leak. I can find signatures of it being used in hot and cold climates and maintained. And what we're actually looking at here is a little bit of overspray on the slide gear mechanism where they were lubricating it, and they were apparently spraying on a little bit while the slide was running in and out to make sure they got through all the cogs and everything. And a little bit of that sprayed through, evidently. All the windows open for airflow. If I see a defect, just like I showed you down there, I'll try to tell you, like this rear window has day-night shades, but the shade string is popped, just needs restrung there. Now, it's just dead silent in here because it's got like a motorhome style soft touch noise canceling ceiling, which is awesome. But you'll see a spot right here where it has sagged down. That is due to condensation, humidity, and heat expansion and contraction, because I've been all over this roof and I've thumped around up there. Again, it's solid as a rock. There's no discoloration. That tells me it was not a leak or water exposure, but it curled a little bit. Again, for the money you're looking at on this thing, holy cow, guys. It is a lot of fifth wheel for the dollar. Beautiful solid surface counters, huge microwave in this thing. And just everything has a good look to it. It's showing its age a little bit. Like between the island here, you can see some floor discoloration. Actually, that's just a result of sun fading, because when the slides were retracted, that was protected. That was protected. This middle section was left exposed, and a little bit of sun bleeding through the windows. Sun bleached the floor a little bit. Considering the age of the RV, if that's the worst we're talking about, we're not doing too terribly bad. I love that big vertical window right here above that cabinet space. I know some people don't like a window next to cooking spaces because of cleaning stuff, but I like being able to see out. I love the light. I love the skylight. I like a lot of what they did here. And somebody knew something about wine, because that wine rack up there would help keep the cork wet the way it's supposed to. Someone knew what they were doing. And this entire peninsula island, whatever you want to call it, whole thing is just storage. And I sort of wish more peninsulas would come back, because you do get more countertop prep. Holy crap, this has a household phone run. You don't tend to find a lot of phone outlets, and stuff nowadays. That's funny. Now, This does have a dedicated kind of middle bathroom deck. Like you see, there's the one big platform step here, and that white box is our central vacuum connection. This is our command center, by the way, all kind of hidden here away from the grandkids' fingers. But you notice, this is a step-up bathroom, but I mean, whether you go 1, 2 steps and then get in the bathroom, or 1, 2, whatever, it's 2 steps. You see you've got a good linen cabinet right here in this kind of middle central area. Sliding privacy door to the bedroom, but because you only went 1 step up to the bathroom, you have a huge bathroom. So my viewers that are like, you know, people like, hey man, I'm like 6'9". These things don't fit me. Well, guess what? You actually can stand in the shower and take a good shower in this one and not have to worry about banging your head into everything. Not too shabby. Now, as we come up here, this is that MS part, the master suite I was telling you about. And at a glance, it's not too wild, but once you start getting in further, you realize it just keeps going. Like they have this extra little kind of boot bench over here, this little padded seat where you could sit down and put some shoes on. Big king bed with dual breeze windows, but then look at this like extra middle 3 feet right after the bed. That's where most fifth wheels stop. And by the way, this does have a second air conditioner installed in it. But look up here. You have almost like your own personal dressing room. All of this space up here. That huge window in front of the big closet. Big skylight above letting in some extra light, although it does have a sunshade. Now over here it is all set for a washer and dryer. It does look like at one point there was a combo washer dryer installed here, but obviously it's not present now. You know, cross breeze window up there. And then as we turn around, finishing off the master suite, like a full wall entertainment vanity dresser fireplace combo. And that's just cool. Down below that, we've got our pass-through compartment. You see the Eureka Central Vac canister right there. Our spare tire protected from the weather. And I mean, this big drop frame storage compartment is just huge. Normally, it would actually pass all the way through to the front door. But you see they put up some pegboard right there to kind of create themselves like an organizer tool kind of wall. Now, this doesn't have those like, you know, flip down stable steps that come down and touch the ground. But the door looks big enough that it should actually be able to do that. Now I'm looking up at the awning. That is not the original fabric, which given the age of the RV and the fact that it had a lot of Florida sun exposure doesn't really surprise me. It does have an awning there. It's just not the entire length of the awning tube. My guess is they probably got a really good deal on like an overstock order from a dealer somewhere. And instead of paying, you know, I don't know, however much money an awning fabric normally would be, they probably got it for a little bit of next to nothing. So, good enough. Shock dampening pin box and suspension system, because, you know, she's a big girl. A little bit of padding never hurt when you're going down the road. And she does appear to be generator ready, because that looks like a transfer switch right there. Now, I could be wrong about all that, but that's generator pre-wiring if I've ever seen it right there. And again, they had this all kind of arranged for hoses, cables, connectors, and that silver slot on that door, that is where you'd have a vent for a generator should you ever choose to install one. You see they also had these slide awnings installed on this big girl to kind of help keep the weather off of those things as well. And I tell you what, it's wild. This has a very long extended drop frame. Most fifth wheels with drop frames will drop down to give you storage right until that door and then they stop. But this one just keeps going all the way back to the tires. Which, how do those look? I haven't looked at these actually. They look good. Tires actually look really good, so it looks like they must have had these swapped out shooting from the hip within the last 5 years. I noticed the slide awning on the back here is getting a little tattered. Again, due to the age of the RV, that doesn't really surprise me. If that's the worst thing we're looking at, I'd say we're doing okay. This is power front leveling jacks, power rear stabilizers. It was made before auto leveling systems on fifth wheel RVs like this were really too awful common. And again, it shows a little bit of age, but considering the total age of the RV, it's really not bad. The folks are being very fair on their asking price. And again, I think if you're looking for something for just a seasonal site or something just to leave somewhere, buddy, this would be a lot of RV for the money. Just get ready to climb up to the roof and I noticed something. There's been like a slide repair kit added here and they just coated and sealed the crap out of it. The good news is they actually did the repair. I don't really see any problems. Again, there's no soft flooring issues on the inside, so maybe they noticed something and proactively jumped on it. I don't know. I just thought I'd mention something real quick. So once again, you know that we shoot you straight at Haylett RV and Haylett RV Brokers here. And the roof needs cleaned, but that's it. I've walked all over this thing before I started recording. Can't find any issues. Because I was curious. Remember there was that little spot where the soft touch ceiling was kind of gapped around here? Everything's perfectly solid and fine. There's not even a fixture to have leaked around here, so I know it wasn't water exposure. The worst I can say about the roof, it needs cleaned, and you need one new chimney cap for one of the holding tanks. That's it. That's the worst she needs, ladies and gentlemen. It's obviously gone through a full peel and seal, I'd say within the last 3 years by looking at the seals. Bathroom vent has a big vent cover on it, so you can leave that fan running even in the rain. I mean, this thing looks good. Let me check the front termination strip. That's the only thing I haven't done. Termination strip is where the roof meets the front wall. Yeah, and this looks great. There's just nothing to even get worried about here. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Haylett RV Brokers of Coldwater, Michigan. Give us a call. We do it all. And pardon our dust. If you notice back there, we're doing some construction. We're actually going to take this building down and expand our lot considerably here, just due to the success that we've had with people, you know, wanting to sell things for us and the number that we have sold. So, as always, we do hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, RV delivery. Give us a call. We do it all, from economy to excitement. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone. Speaking of fun, that looks like fun.